Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. My hotel. Namaste. Free the land, beloved. Come on in, come on in, come on in. My name is Vicky Dillard, and I'm a very proud contributor right here on FlyNubianQueenTV.com, the network for melanated people just like you. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the broadcast today. We are so pleased that you have joined us. We are looking forward to discussing our most important topic involving, yes, a showdown, a brawl of the boulets. Are y'all ready for this? A brawl of the boulets involving CNN's Van Jones and The View's Sonny Hostin. You would never believe it, right? I know y'all like Vicky. Those are of the same alliance and the same faction. Baby, hunty, not honey, hunty. Hunty, it was a showdown. It was a showdown, and I'm going to tell you what it's really all about. Are y'all ready? Just a little bit of housekeeping before we get ready to get started. On the count of three, for those of you that are watching us on FlyNubianQueenTV.com, if you are watching us on one of our YouTube affiliate channels, because we're so happy and grateful that our show is often re-aired, we want you to come in giving us the thumbs up, like, share, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already to the networks. The reason that we ask you to do that is because it helps with the algorithms so that our show shows up more than a likely chance that our show pops up on folks' timeline. We know that's very important, especially for Black media, because we're alternative media. Are y'all hearing me today? And so you are a part of our broadcasting, unlike white corporate media outlets that have millions and even billions of dollars to promote their propaganda. Let me hit the gavel on that one. That was a powerful word right there. You help us expand the message, and our collective voice makes such a big difference, okay? So, dear family, as you come in, give us a thumbs up, like, and share. At the bottom of your screen, there's a share button. You can copy the share button, and you can paste it on other platforms. So please do that. Also, beloved, be sure, I'm calling on all my ladies. This is one major announcement let me make. I'm going to get right on into it. Thank you for your patience. You all know we do this for a certain reason, family, because we believe in empowering you, and we also believe in being an intelligent business to where we're advertising what we are and what we do. Are y'all hearing me today? So, dear family, I have an amazing 2-hour special mastermind coming up. Now, you know I do a weekly mastermind, but this one is a special 2-hour mastermind that's coming up this Saturday, only a few days, February 13th, 2 p.m. Eastern. Ladies, guess what it's called? The Secret Money Hidden in Your Womb. The Secret Money Hidden in Your Womb. These are going to be spiritual principles, spiritual concepts that our ancient Black mothers were very aware of. Men and women's, our power is different. You don't want to miss it. Join today, FlyNubianMastermind.com. 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 If you are a member of my ClubVicky.com family, where if you want to join today, you can join for $1. You'll get automatic access, and that's at ClubVicky.com, ClubVicky.com. So 2 main ways, ClubVicky.com, join my weekly mastermind for $1 and get access. But if you just want to attend the Secret Money in Your Womb special 2-hour mastermind this Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern, go to FlyNubianMastermind.com. FlyNubianMastermind.com. Shout out to the VHI that's in the digital building that's putting some of the information in the chat. You all are such an amazing blessing, and I thank you so very, very much. Now, without further ado, let's get ready to get on into our topic today. Now, I'll say this. To be sure, the View would be nothing if we didn't even give it attention. Y'all just come on, let's tell the truth, show shame to death. Come on, y'all. Let me while I take a sip of this tea. Tell the truth. The View wouldn't be nothing if we didn't every now and then shout it out. Somebody talk black to me and give it some attention. So I want you to know that recently, CNN's Van Jones made an appearance on The View. Yes, he did. CNN's Van Jones recently made an appearance on The View. Now, you all know and understand what's really going on with The View, right? Now, let me just read this disclaimer real quick. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Now, we you know, honey, the Vicky Show, and specifically this network Flooding Queen as well, we follow the rules, honey. And so we like to cross our T's and dot our I's, especially when we're dealing with other networks. So y'all hear me today. I want you to prepare in just a moment here to listen to an exchange between two very prominent members of the Black Boule. Now, let me say this. I believe in some of the good work that Van Jones has done and is doing related around prison reform. I love his heart for the down and out and always keeping in mind the need to get our people freed. My disagreement with him, however, is the very lubricated, do it manner in which he does it, and the other catastrophic consequences that follows the manner in which we do a thing. It's about the do. If it wasn't about the do, is what throws it. You feel what I'm saying? It's the do. Ladies, you know when you get your hair done, it's about that do, right? That threatens to mess it up. Right? It's the do of it all. Why y'all laughing at me? It's the do of it all. And you all know for years, I have been a very prominent defender and advocate and educator on Black masculinity. You all know that I have been dealing with the catastrophic effects of past and present butt breaking. I have explained the need, especially in this hour while the Black men and the Black woman are at war. And see, some of you all don't understand my emphasis. See, my job, every show I do is good news. It's heavy, but it's good news. Why is it good news? Because I'm telling you what's up and how we getting ready to win in war if we act accordingly. The information I'm giving you is heavy because we're at war and the white supremacist is killing us. When a doctor or a nurse or some other a medical practitioner, beloved, works in the ER, you don't get to say, well, it's always bad news in the ER, of course. But you go to the ER to do what? Get healed. Sister Vicky, you're the epitome of something. Walaikum salam, beloved. The comments are moving too fast, but your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. And let me just say quickly, thank all of you all that give financially to the network. It really blesses us. And that the higher ups say that they turn right back around and reinvest your financial investment into black media, they turn right back around and reinvest it. Okay, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. So you guys got to understand what my job is. See, some of you all think that your life is just like your open enemies. You think that you just get to skip along without having to. You think that you finna exist forever around the white supremacists. You okay with living with cancer, but you don't want cancer gone. You don't understand. That ain't gonna work. I believe in black empowerment with the one hand, which means do for self, build black businesses, support each other, teach your black babies, connect and unify. But at the same time, baby, I understand that we're going to have to get rid of white supremacy. I talk about it because it's not something tenable. It's not something we can live with. So are you out of your mind? Are you drug infested? What's wrong with you, baby? Your neural pathways are gone and stuff. What's wrong? We ain't getting ready to just work around this thing. You ain't brilliant because you done figured out individually how you can still pay some bills and every now and then go to Saks and Louis Vuitton and Chanel and get something that you want. Are you on something? I'm looking out for us collectively. I'm not looking around how to navigate traps and tricks and potholes that your open enemy sets up for us. Watch this in every area of people activity. We are at war, and we're finally at a point of the war where there's getting ready to be a powerful shift and a changing, not over just the guards, not just of the guards, but of the gods. Gods meaning one with force and power. It's written that the one that was behind, the one that was the tail, is getting ready to be what? The head. The one that was beneath is going to be what? Above. That's the time that we're in. So when you're watching the Vicky show, you need to rejoice, baby. I'm giving you hope. I'm giving you insight. I'm giving you strategy. And we're at war. Yes. Everything I tell you is good news. I'm always giving you empowerment. But at the same time, I'm exposing your open enemy. That's good news too. Because when I'm exposing your open enemy, I'm showing their utter weakness and how they're capable of being overcome in righteousness. And the original peoples of the planet. Whose planet? I gotta do a mic check. I know y'all hearing about the little singers and hip-hop artists and rappers and stuff that's about mic check. I gotta do my mic check. My mic check is, whose planet is it? Just while I take a sip of tea. Can I just get clarity? Excuse me. Can I just get clarity? Whose planet is it? It's okay. I just wanted it. And so since it's our planet, it's going to get ready to look like that because we're going to be in high places. Yes, it's going to be other people, groups. It's going to be a brown and the red and the yellow and a couple, three white people that are willing to submit to righteousness. We're not going to rule in unrighteousness, baby. We're not going to dog y'all out, but it's going to be consequences, though. Those of you that survive in the world to come, you may be able to stay on our planet for an additional weekend if you stop killing, stealing, destroying, and lying. God, today, you're going to have to submit to your mother and father. Somebody tell me what that scripture says. Honor your mother and father. Why? So that your days will be long on the earth. I just got to help you understand what Vicky does. My assignment is different. I'm not even from here. Y'all got to join clubvicky.com to understand that. And I don't give a doggone what no funny looking person who don't even know who they are and whose whole house is a catastrophe. Your kids is crazy. Your husband is crazy. Well, if you have one, because some of y'all dog black men, but you want black men that ain't working out and you think that that's going to help it and stuff. But anyway, baby, nevertheless, just trying to get you to understand where we are in the world. Somebody talk black to me. Thumbs up, like and share. It's our planet. My check. Whose planet is it? God today. Now, if we could get on with the get on. What happened? What happened? Let me show you what I posted. And then I'm cueing this audio that I want you to listen to. Battle of the Boulets. Somebody said it's the brawl. The Boulets are brawling. What you mean? Again, I shouted out Van for some of his good words. The only thing I think that Sonny ever did in her whole life that made any sense at all, ever, on any day. There's not, you're going to be hard pressed to find anything beyond this. And of course, Sunny did this for just sheer talking points, and because she is a strong, Democrat, and so she probably don't really have too much love for Bernie Sanders like that. So that was really her issue, probably, with Bernie Sanders. But the best thing that Sunny's ever done in her life, the reason for which she exists, has already passed. And so we thank her for that moment. Somebody tell her, thank you, Sunny, for that moment. What moment? It was the moment when she said to Bernie, asked Bernie about reparations for Black people. Of course, this is not something that Sunny thought of on her own, or something that The View would want her to chit-chat about. Sunny did this because we, the Black grassroots, somebody say it was we, the Black grassroots. Somebody say it was we, the Black grassroots. This was not from people that stole the idea of reparations from some other legitimate pro-reparations group and organization. This was not from some internet people who started a hashtag and they flipped a couple of syllables around, and you found out that just the other day they were publicly beefing against reparations. And some of you all call them your leaders. I wish you would talk crazy, because I got nothing but receipts. I've shown them to you before. We ain't talking about them people. We're not talking about the people that say they pro-reparations and pro-Black, but then they try to do a hit piece on your sister Vicky and pull up one of the greatest enemies to Black people from the FBI propaganda piece and put that out on social media and start to say, is that true? Now you can't be pro-reparations and pro-Black, and you're going to sit there and dog me for some BS from the United States government after tagging me and think we're going to take you seriously. No. And the only reason why y'all got that level anyway, it was because of us. We joined ranks with you. It was the Black grassroots that gave that thing win. Not because we thought you was something, but because we were consolidating around a simple hashtag about reparations for Black people in America. But I digress. Because we blew it up. I threw a bunch of stuff in there. If you don't understand, just ask God for wisdom and understand. Or somebody from the VI who know what we've been talking about for years. And they'll give you some understanding too. Sonny got this information from us. And then when Sonny saw that presidential candidates was talking about it, and when she saw and knew for a fact that a presidential candidate on the Democratic side, who's not really Democratic but independent, which is a Bernie, she knew the best way to jam his funny looking self up was to ask him about the very thing that he was so hostile toward. And I'm sure she was scratching her head to say, well, how is it Bernie could be for universal health care? How could Bernie be for free education for everybody? How could Bernie be for a fair wage for everybody? How can Bernie be for all of these things? But then Bernie, when you come down to talk about something for Black people, he hostile. He don't like that. He get, he rise up. So the best thing and the reason for which Sunny exists has already passed. And that was she exists to ask Bernie publicly about reparations for Black people. And Bernie said, H now, pretty much. Bernie was so hostile. That's the best thing that Sunny's ever done in her life. Sunny was a federal prosecutor. That should tell you something right there. Hint, hint. Sunny was a federal prosecutor. Now, I'm not saying every Black person that's a prosecutor is horrific, but we can't hardly trust y'all because we know the system better than y'all know the system. And whenever we find out Black folk that are prosecutors, people that have the power to put you away, it always makes us wonder, okay, what's your motivation? Because for doing that, is your motivation to be in the room with the people to tell them don't bring charges against Black people? And I don't trust Sunny for a number of other reasons too. But that's the only reason why Sunny exists, for that reason, for no other reason than that day and that moment and that time. So her reason is past. Van, like I said, is good for wanting people from prison to be released. So this fight between them two is really fascinating. Watch this. Vicky, get to it now. I am. Thumbs up, like and share. Black Mom, I love you. Thumbs up, like and share. Thumbs up, family. Right now, like and share while I'm cueing it. I'm finally getting to it. Are y'all ready for this clip? Are y'all ready for this clip? So y'all, this was just recently, just the other day. Van took a trip to The View. Van Jones took a trip to the View. CNN's Van Jones took a trip to the View. The View is ABC, right? The View is ABC, right? And so that's one network against, another cable network. But y'all are both, black boule. And I'm going to explain to you why you black boule in a minute. You know you are, but sometimes you try to play it off to make it look like you don't, but that don't never work for me because we know better. Watch this. I'm pulling it up now. So Van Jones and Meghan McCain, they doing a special project. Meghan McCain, the daughter of a war criminal. Meghan McCain, who is herself a bona fide, certified, unapologetic, uncompromising, open white supremacist. That Meghan McCain. Y'all think I'm playing. This Meghan McCain right here. Watch this. This Meghan McCain right here, y'all. This Meghan McCain from Instagram. You all were saying, what do you mean this Meghan McCain? We don't see anything, Vicky. This Meghan McCain. Y'all are saying Instagram. What you mean? We don't see nothing. Vicky, I thought you come with receipts. Vicky, that says no post yet. Beloved family, let me go back. Going directly to Google when you pull up Meghan McCain's Instagram page. Don't take my word for it. When I hit the button, this is what happens. What happened, Vicky? What had happened was Meghan McCain of The View blocked your sister. I did a whole show on it. Look up at the show on the Fly Nubian Queen, Vicky Dillard versus Meghan McCain. I break down to you the reason why Meghan McCain blocked me. Meghan McCain, the war criminal's daughter, the bona fide certified racist. Y'all see that? Meghan McCain blocked me. So, I ain't pretty much got too much more to say about this little girl. You feel what I'm saying? So you guys might be like, well, Vicky, I don't see you on mainstream corporate media, but they see us. And that's the point. That's what you guys got to understand. Power in this season. Where are my day ones at? Where is the Beehive? What did we talk about? Power in this season. Somebody please fill in the rest of the blank. For the new people, power in this season is coming from where, family? I said power in this season. I'm waiting for y'all to finish it. Power in this season is coming from where, family? Y'all play too much. We're my intelligent black people. Thank you, Nick. Power in this season is coming from us. It's coming from the ground up. You say, I don't see you there, but they see us here. They're trying to take our talking points. They're trying to have positions that conflict ours, or that's the counter to ours. These are the only things that's keeping their little things with high ratings. And that's the only thing that's halfway keeping some of them interesting. And they're concerned about the rising power of those of us that they consider to be nobodies. Those of us that can't say, girl, she went to the HBCU. Girl, she one of my sorrows. Girl, she clean and she perfect and she this and she that and all that kind of stuff. And she going around. They don't expect people to make such an impact that has a gavel from their kitchen or their private chambers, shifting power to the world through a laptop and an iPhone. Y'all talk black to me. But that girl, Megan, she blocked me. You may say, well, why? Well, I've given her some work in the past. Justified, bona fide, certified. I was doing the Lord's work. She had the nerve to lie on Minister Farrakhan recently and won't stop. I even defended my sister, Tamika Mallory. Now, Tamika Mallory don't reach out to me. She don't really fool with me like that. Bless her. I ain't trying to, this ain't nothing negative. I'm just keeping it real. People, everybody, some of the other pro-black people, the people that say they pro-black and stuff are doing other things that you all support and stuff. They don't really fool with your sister, even though I am a real one. I've actually reached out to sister before, but it is what it is. Just that people don't fool with me. And I don't suffer from nobody's low self-esteem. Y'all better talk back to me. Watch this. So Megan don't like me too much. Enough of that talk, Vicky. But get on to what the get on is. To the get on. So the get on, we get on. Where's that? Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, family. Share, 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 share. And don't forget, this Saturday, ladies, all my ladies, I need you to bring your niece, your daughter, your daughters, your daughters, your grandmama, your great-grandmama, y'all know what I'm feeling about, the aunties, your female neighbors. I need all you women to show up to my 2-hour mastermind. It's a very reasonable rate. It's a little pittance to invest in yourself, to come into this knowledge. And if you do what I say do, and you're consistent, you're guaranteed to see a shift, a positive shift in the trajectory of your life. What is it? The secret money in your womb. The women's power, the way we do life. Our power works differently. FlyNubianMastermind.com. Join today. FlyNubianMastermind.com. You and all of your friends. FlyNubianMastermind.com. I'm going to be talking about the secret money in your womb. I'm doing all this talking, y'all, while I'm trying to cue this. I'm a one-woman show, but it's coming together. Watch this. Here we go. So Sonny gets ready to check Van Jones after he made a recent appearance on The View. So finally, here we are. Thank y'all for y'all patience with your dear sister. All right. Now I need you to keep this in mind. Again, this is under the Copyright Act of 1976. I just want you to listen to a little bit of the exchange between Sonny Hostin and Van Jones. Family, thank you so much. This is trying to give me a little bit of a hard time here, but we're going to make it work. Or you all keep thumbs up, liking, and sharing.
Now, Van, you do spend a lot of time.
Here we go. Thank you for your patience. I got a lot of stuff queued for you, y'all.
Now, Van, you do spend a lot of time, threading the middle and trying to unite people. But there are those who really accuse you of being a political opportunist, a chameleon, so to speak, who provided a racial cover for former disgraced, twice impeached President Trump. You said this, and I quote, "Donald Trump, and I get beat up by liberals every time I say this, but I'm going to keep saying it. He has done good stuff for the Black community, opportunity zone stuff, Black college stuff. There's a side to Donald Trump that I think he does not get enough credit for." Yet, just recently, you cried on CNN when Joe Biden was elected the 46th president, and you said, "It's easier to be a parent now. Character matters now. Truth matters." You even mentioned George Floyd and said a lot of people felt they couldn't breathe. People in the Black community don't trust you anymore. What is your response?
Whoa! Did you all? Whoa! Sonny. The ironic thing is about Sonny is that her name is Sonny. And Sonny usually don't have nothing to do with some shade. But Sonny was throwing some shade. Watch it. Let me just take a quick break and take you to my Instagram page. Follow me on Instagram at Vicky X Dillard, family. Follow me on Instagram at Vicky X Dillard. Keep liking, sharing, thumbs up, thumbs up. Now look at what I put on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram, Vicky X Dillard. You can follow me on Twitter at Dillard Vicky. I posted this early. I posted the views Sonny Hostin tells crying Van Jones that Blacks don't trust him. Why she have to bring up that man crying? Now, before you listen to Van's response, now you understand why I injected in my post crying Van Jones. Y'all know I already checked Van on all that, the moisture and all this, being a member of the buttery bussy brigade and stuff. These buttery bussy vices just jumping off all over our country, and black men that can't get on national television without talking about white supremacy and racism without breaking down in the face of white supremacy. Y'all ain't breaking down and stuff because of something positive that's going on with your people, and because you done did something righteous and powerful to free your people. Van wasn't even busting out crying in that moment. The many times he's cried, he wasn't crying for none of them times he was crying had nothing to do with even the people he was trying to free from prison. He was up there crying every single time it had something to do with racism. Every time it has something to do with racism or white supremacists. This is what trips us out with y'all busting out crying hard and strong and dry heaving and all of that on TV in the face of white supremacy. Listen again. Listen to that now. Watch this.
Racial cover.
This these black boule beefing.
For former disgraced, twice impeached President Trump. You said this, and I quote, Donald Trump, and I get beat up by liberals every time I say this, but I'm going to keep saying it. He has done good stuff for the black community, opportunity zone stuff, black college stuff. There's a side to Donald Trump that I think he does not get enough credit for. Yet, just recently, you cried on CNN.
Sonny is throwing shade. Did y'all catch that shade? She said, now this is Sonny who believes in feminism and all this other miscellaneous stuff and men having men being themselves and whatever. Sonny said, you was out there just even Sonny from The View. Whoa, Sonny.
College stuff. There's a side to Donald Trump that I think you said this, and I quote, Donald Trump, and I get beat up by liberals every time I say this, but I'm going to keep saying it. He has done good stuff for the black community, opportunity zone stuff, black college stuff. There's a side to Donald Trump that I think he does not get enough credit for. Yet, just recently, you cried on CNN when Joe Biden was elected the 46th president, and you said, it's easier to be a parent now. Character matters now. Truth matters. You even mentioned George Floyd.
Now let's stop right there. Now, other than the shade that Sonny is throwing shade. This is the battle of the boulets. Van, you on CNN and you come off with the Democratic side and all that kind of stuff to keep your job there, and you told the line. Sonny knows that she told the line on The View too, so that she can have her little job, for her hit show in the morning time. But both of y'all are about the pimpification process, the political pimpification process. That's from the Victionary, not the dictionary, but the Victionary. Come to theaters near you soon. Watch this. Like, share, family. Watch this. So you got the black boule beefing. And Sonny reminds him about his pattern of breaking down and crying, just ridiculous and humiliating tears in the face of white supremacy. But you guys know you are being pimped by the networks you're on. And that's the part that Van will say, well, the liberals don't like it when I say this, because Van wants to feel like he still got street cred with the Republicans. So that way, because Van says a couple of things about the Democrats publicly, Van is doing that for red meat for the Democrats that he's secretly talking to behind the scenes. And he wants them to know that, yeah, I'm a pro-liberal, I'm a Democrat, I'm all this and stuff, and stuff. But because he know he playing footsie with the Republicans behind the scene, he wants the Republicans behind the scenes that he's talking to in private to trust him. And the only way they trust him is when he regularly takes shots at the liberals. Some of that ain't really legit what Van Jones is talking about right there. And Van tries to balance out the anger, as he says, from the left by then throwing a punch every now and then saying something pro-black. Do you feel me? This is one of the reasons that Van ticked me off when, and I had this conversation. I was open about this conversation. I'm being real. When that pandemic hit hard last year in the beginning stages, Van Jones did a show with Don Lemonade and Charles Barkley. And Charles Barkley and Van Jones sat there and wagged their fingers in the face of black folk and told us that the reason why we was dying, they basically blamed it on us and told us that we needed to, it was about us eating right. It was about this. It was about that. None of that, of course, ever makes any sense to me when something like that hits. If the black folk ain't dying before the thing hit and now the thing hit, y'all gonna say, well, it's because of the pre-existing. Look, I know that pre-existing conditions, comorbidities and so forth can exacerbate any illness. I'm someone that's considered to be medically disabled related to a major organ in my body with many more symptoms and other body parts that are affected because of the central and foundational illness that I've been dealing with for years. So don't come lecture me about nothing. But by making a whole show, see, they was targeting black folk then. And now that they putting out all these different shots, catch my drift, they still targeting black folk. It was Vicky early on in the process that was calling them out when I saw early last year how they was getting ready to try to shift it and put it on us and was blaming us while they was preparing these shots that was getting ready to come from everywhere. But the slow turtles was out there saying, yeah, if we would just eat right, if we would just cut back on the chicken, yes, that's important. Did Vicky say that it's important that we eat right? Don't come to me talking about like I'm not saying that. Is it important that you exercise? Is it important that you put the right things balanced in your body and do right by that? But what we're finding is those things alone is what's not taking black folk out. Statistics show that racism is literally and physically killing us. The statistics and the facts show that our water that they intentionally are poisoning and our food that we're receiving and the food deserts and all this other kind of stuff are exacerbating what we are dealing with and really is what's a comorbidity or really a pre-existing condition. Racism, lack of economics, baby. Don't come to me with all that other stuff. I was up on it early last year, slowness. And I could see how the media, including Don Lemonade, who brings anti-black Charles Barkley to a conversation specifically about black people. So yeah, I checked Van Jones on that. Phyllis Foster, teach magnificent queen. Thank you, beloved. I bless your gift 1,000-fold in your kind words. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. I didn't wait for no shots to come out. This was before shots. They was the talking points. As soon as the stuff hit, y'all fat, you obese, heart, stroke, all that. You better get up out my face when the whole reason we've been fat and overweight. Now all this your fault. When I'm out in public, I make sure to keep it on the white supremacists. When I'm having family meetings and stuff like this, I'm telling us that even though it's their fault, we still got to take care of ourselves. Somebody say, Vicky said that we still got to take care of ourselves. Somebody say, Vicky says we still need to eat our fruits and vegetables. Somebody say, Vicky said that we still need to take counsel from our medical advisors, including and especially our black herbalists, our black healers too. Somebody talk black to me. Somebody say, Vicky says that as much as possible, still exercise and do right. Vicky says to still level up your money because your money got a lot to do with your health. Y'all better talk black to me. Your family situations to make it right because your family circumstances situation has a lot to do with this stuff. Thank you, Nicole. Me bang. She said, Vicky said we need to take care of ourselves. I asked y'all to put that in the chat and Nikki put it in the chat. I sent a special blessing your way because she did exactly what I said. And so I see you, Tasha. I see you, who is it? Ems. Somebody talk black to me. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Y'all quit acting like everything is just one thing. All of the stuff we dealing with white supremacists, they fault. Queen, you've been told foretold with the layers of yes. Thank you, Queen. I can't see all of your messages. It's moving so fast. Watch this. Y'all be sure to follow me on Instagram at Vicky X Dillard. Follow me on Twitter at Dillard Vicky. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. So I got on Van Jones when the pandemic hit. He was already on there with Charles Barkley trying to blame us, right? And so the reason why Vicky talked about this publicly, the reason I was going after powerful or influential, well-known Black voices to tell them to shut that narrative up is because by you coming out and blaming us, you were setting the stage for them to target us later. And most diabolically, you let the creators of the anti-Black pandemic off the hook when you make it all about us. I've kept off maybe 18 years. I don't know how many years now, long time. Almost 70 some odd pounds. I know about working out and dropping away. And when I was chunky, I was feeling cute. I started working out, and because I was working 2 jobs 7 days a week and I was having back problems. Before that, I would always used to get exercise and stuff. And I was not hardly even eating like I was supposed to. I was eating late at night. And because I was working so hard, that's the reason why I was gaining weight and stuff and doing stuff like that. Y'all better go sit your funny looking self down. It ain't no, I understand the process. And I've got some family members, we from the South, that still struggle with their weight and they're trying to level it up. But I digress. When you're out there publicly on a CNN platform, only and mostly emphasizing Black folks' fat, strokes, heart attacks, diabetes, if you would just eat right, if y'all had just worked out, if you would just keep that out your mouth, keep the chicken out your mouth. When that whole stuff was going on, I know I'm finna make some people mad. When that whole stuff was going down, before I say this, let me just go ahead and just bless you. Hurry up and sign up at flynubianmastermind.com. Larry says, Vicky, you're dope. Your words are addictive. Thank you, beloved. And I'll bless your gift 1,000-fold. Go ahead and let me bless you, sis. You bring all the girls this Saturday, February 13th, 2 p.m. I'm doing a 2-hour intensive mastermind on the money, the secret money in your womb, the secret money in your womb, the secret money in your womb. Join today at flynubianmastermind.com. Those of you that are part of clubvicky.com, my weekly mastermind, you get automatic access. So if you join my weekly mastermind at Club Vicky, you can join now for $1 for the first 30 days and get access. But don't just be doing that to get access for $1 and then you be out in a few weeks. Come on now. When you cheat, the revelations you're going to get is going to be cheap revelation, and you're going to manifest just like the way you sowed. Make a long-term investment in yourself, which when you look in the scheme of things, it's how much you pay to eat at a restaurant for one person. For those of you that are tippers, include your tip at a regular average restaurant, not no 5-star one. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. 2-hour mastermind, the secret money in your womb. Join today, flynubianmastermind.com, flynubianmastermind.com. When all that mess was going on with the Chick-fil-A, not Chick-fil-A, what was it? Popeye's chicken sandwich. Was it Popeye's chicken sandwich, y'all? When those chicken sandwiches was going crazy, and all these Black people was beating up on Black people that wanted a chicken sandwich. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. Y'all do some strange stuff for sports, and sports kills people. Sports make our brothers have mental illnesses down the road. It screws you over down the road. And y'all be buying the paraphernalia for that. Y'all go out shopping at your major stores for that. You guys buy the paraphernalia for that and stuff. You change your whole lifestyle. Some of y'all take off work. Y'all pay extra bills with the cable or whatever you do to get the show. If you don't get it, you do whatever it takes to do that. Somebody talk Black to me. You make an investment in all kind of other stuff that ain't no good few times a year. And y'all was getting that mad over some people that were standing in line to get a chicken sandwich. And then talk about why they were so fat and overweight and all this. Yes, they need to cut that out. But the way we was trying to act like this chicken sandwich that day for a limited time was finna be the end of the world. That seemed a little strange for me. But I digress again. But somebody needed to hear that. I'm making the point that this one I was really getting into it with Van and them when he did this show with Charles Barkley, talking crazy to black people and blaming us. This was last year when the pandemic first hit. And what have they been, who have they been targeting ever since, y'all? Now that the shots done come out, you laid the narrative and the groundwork to justify why black folk need to be the first one in line as the guinea pig for this stuff. Are y'all hearing me? Y'all did all that, this all y'all Negroes' fault. And so when they come with the shots, now everybody is like, oh, okay, well, we fat. We got the strokes and all this, so let's be the first one. Now, when you was fat, they wasn't doing all that to stop the fatness. Somebody talk black to me. When black folks having disproportionate strokes, was the media and medical industry and all of these other major corporations and companies and entities working real hard together to stop us from having strokes and heart attacks? What intervention were they doing to prevent us from the other diseases that black folks disproportionately die of every year that are exceeding the numbers, that exceeds the death numbers from the pandemic now? I just want to know. Somebody just said Barkley needs to get in shape himself. I know he was breathing hard on the CNN talking about black folks and stuff. He was kind of throwing himself in there because he knew we was going to be like, dude, you cannot be here talking about obesity and we catch it every third word you say. Think about all the other illnesses. If they was concerned about the lifespan of black folk, wouldn't they stop the black destruction of black families that they imposed? Wouldn't they be doing something about the food deserts in our neighborhoods? Wouldn't they have been making an intervention? And even with those other diseases, haven't you asked yourself this? I'm going to get off this now. I've said this before. I'm going to keep saying it. Even with all those other diseases, on the side, they at least say, still take the medicine, because that way the pharma, because how many of y'all know they still give you all the medicines for the strokes and heart attacks and all that, don't they? Don't they? They make sure that the pharmaceutical industry is good. But on the side, they tell you, take the medicine. They tell you, you got to take the medicine. But what's going to help the medicine is if you do what? Don't they tell you to eat right and exercise? Y'all, they tell you, you got to take this high blood pressure, ma'am. You got to take this. What's some of the other medicines they take? You got to take this shot for diabetes, high sugar, cholesterol, and all that, right? But then, because they make sure the pharmaceutical going to be good. Then they tell you to do what? Make sure you do what? Exercise and eat right. Ask yourself, name one major outlet that's been telling you, in addition to the shots, in addition to all the other medical stuff that they tell you you need to do for this pandemic, ask yourself, why aren't they at least saying the bare minimum that they say to all the other pharmaceutical diseases? Eat right and exercise. How come they not telling us add that to all the other drama that we still disagree with the other medical suggestions? Some of us disagree with the other medical thing. But have you noticed that they ain't even saying nothing about eating right and exercise? How come y'all ain't scratching y'all heads about that? Have y'all Rachel Maddow, when she's asking them doctors that come on, Lomina is on right now. Lomina Joy Reid. Has Lomina asked any of those doctors, well, doc, in addition to the medicine that you telling us to take, the vaccine and all this kind of stuff, the shots and stuff, should we be exercising? And does our food, is our food, is our immune system have anything to do with? See what, this is the reason black folks, they keep talking about black communities are suspicious and reluctant. Fool, you would have a better, you'll be better believed if you will at least throw in eat right and exercise. The fact that this the only disease that y'all talk black to me. Y'all ain't even throwing that in just to throw it in. Even the other diseases that y'all make sure the pharmaceutical is good on, y'all make sure to stay. No, you can't get off the blood pressure, ma'am. No, you can't come off the cholesterol, but we can lower the dosage a little bit if you exercise and eat right. They not even telling you that like it's PS, exercise and eat right. Get the shot, but PS, exercise and eat right. Don't something you should tell you? Well, how come they ain't at least saying that like at the end of the story or buried in the piece? the printed piece. Remember what I did a show saying, I told y'all I did my previous shows on this subject. I said we ain't even finna get ready to deal with the actual immunizations. We don't even need to deal with what's in there, do we? All we need to deal with is the tactics. The tactics is well suspicious. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, like and share. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, family. Vicky, get back to this boule beefing. Get back to the boule that's beefing. What was I saying? Both of y'all on major networks, Van. Sonny, both of y'all on major networks and y'all trying to keep a job and y'all both playing y'all little roles on those jobs.
Trump that I think he does not get enough credit for. Yet, just recently, you cried on CNN when Joe Biden was elected the 46th president. And you said, it's easier to be a parent now. Character matters now. Truth matters. You even mentioned George Floyd and said a lot of people felt they couldn't breathe. People in the Black community don't trust you anymore.
Whoa! Sonny! What did Sonny say?
Floyd and said a lot of people felt they couldn't breathe. People in the Black community don't trust you anymore.
Wait. In the first place, Sonny, we don't trust you either. Who told Sonny, a prestigious, prodigious, distinguished member of LOM? Gotta hurry and get my LOM trophies. Sonny Hostin is a distinguished member of the League of Mammies. She ain't normal. She has accelerated and she stands out in this league. The League of Mammies member, distinguished member, just told Van Jones that the Black community don't trust. Sonny, that's true, but we don't trust you either. Girl, who told that girl we trust her? Like that and stuff. Sonny is out there talking like she got something to do with us. Y'all, my God. Sonny is out there talking like she got something to do with Black people. I'm gonna need somebody to make some sense. Who told Sonny that I know what it is. Spirit just dropped it in my spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit just dropped it. He said, Vicky, you and others keep pointing to her interview she did with Bernie Sanders about reparations. So she think that because we keep checking Bernie on how hostile he was when Sonny asked him about reparations, she think that we're confusing her asking that question with her being pro-Black. Girl, we ain't confusing nothing. I told him at the beginning of today's podcast, now y'all understand why I have to layer my shows and the way I do it, I don't just throw out some news to you and don't give you context and insight. Sonny, you were never talking about reparations before the presidential candidates were talking about it. And of course, they were only talking about it because we, the Black grassroots, made it an issue. Girl, we weren't confusing you with having nothing to do with Black people, fool. We knew you was asking that because that's the hot topic. And you know that you ain't up there hot like crazy Megan racist McCain is on The View. And in order to keep you in the news and to keep the ratings up on The View and so that they don't throw away your contract, you got to start asking some questions that make sense. And that's going to make a big moment that's going to get replayed. Are you crazy, girl? We know that if you was about that life of Black reparations, Sonny, we know that you would have been advocating it from when they first told your funny looking self you was going to have a little seat at the table. You asked the question because you don't fool with Bernie like that. And you know that you all know because you are one of those Democrats, heavy Democrat liberals. And you know full well, girl, that y'all were mad at Bernie for messing up their Democratic Party. And so to get at him, you knew that the only thing that was going to make Bernie look like a fool amongst the black grassroots especially is reparations, because he fought everybody, especially white, because whenever Bernie said working class, he's talking about white people. Bernie believed all of them supposed to get free education. Everybody better get universal insurance, and I believe in universal insurance. I believe in even in a lot of the benefits for education. I'm just saying the reason Bernie says all that is because he's trying to make sure that white folks still maintain control over us, and he's trying to make sure that white people are still good and not in the streets. He knows that reparations still won't even the playing field, because you really owe us the whole country. Don't make me play the clip from Minister Farrakhan when he tells you to add it all up. And when you add it all up, what black folks have done, you really owe us the whole country, but we ain't asking for the whole country. Bernie knows that if we get reparations starting at about 20 trillion, he knows that that's going to be some real strong black empowerment. And Bernie does not want the working white class that he advocates for all the time. He does not want them to get the impression, and in actuality, he does not want us getting reparations, which means that we're going to more easily and more quickly bypass them or do as well as them. And the last thing white folk want, even the so-called good white folks, that you folks that love Bernie like so much, even the good white folks like Bernie ain't trying to hear about us bypassing white people. So when Bernie say everybody get education, everybody get help, he's trying to make sure we don't never outdo them. But some kind of way, Sonny think that because we talking about that clip, she think that we confusing her with being pro-black. Girl, ain't nobody studying you. We talking about the moment. Black folks, we don't take sides, we take over. Somebody talk black to me. I'm using that phrase for what we're talking about here politically now. I said, that was a spiritual phrase I used to hear a bishop say a long time ago. Let me tell you something. We're not taking sides. We're taking over. White supremacy, you can't never confuse us with being more Democrat or more Republican. Y'all both white supremacists. Somebody talk black to me. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. But I digress. Y'all don't forget that we have a business school at flynubianbusiness.com. Flynubianbusiness.com. Watch this. Both of y'all are working for the pimp that is the Democratic Party and Joe Biden. But the thing about, y'all ain't ready for this. The thing about Sonny Hostin and Van Jones, are y'all hearing me? The thing about both of them, they're not political prostitutes that have just one pimp. They've got a political entanglement going on to where not only do they have political party pimps. That's right, fan page, Bishop Eddie Long, that's him. Oh, he's passed away now though. May he rest in power. May he rest, that was who said it. That's right, that's right. May he rest in power. Watch this. They don't just have no political pimp. They have corporate media pimps. Both Sonny and Van Jones are attorneys. Van Jones was an economic green czar for the Obama administration before the Republicans made him quit. Do you all know that Van Jones, because of the pressure that the Republican Party put Obama under for something that they said that Van Jones signed on to, some anti-911 petition or something. I forget the details of it because it was so many years, but I used to follow it before. Van Jones worked for the Obama administration. Van Jones working as a green czar was actually doing some good, because Van Jones working as a green czar, the new jobs that was coming in from the green economy, Van Jones was making sure also, y'all, that former felons were getting some of those jobs. And the Republicans hated him for the way in which he was working that program. And because of pressure, little pressure, Van Butt quit. Because Republicans pulled up some stuff on Van that said that Van was supporting a 9/11 conspiracy theory or signed on to it or something crazy like that. So Van put in his thing. But then Van got the nerve to write a book later, and I was crazy enough to actually get the book and start reading it. And then I had to deal with some legal stuff, so I didn't finish the book, but I started reading the book. And in the book, Van regretted quitting like that, letting them punk him. This is why we can't hardly respect you, Van, because of the proclivity of punkification. You feel what I'm saying? That punk gene that's so easily activated. But watch this. You know, he was married to a Becky. He was Van Jones swirler and stuff. So maybe that's one of the reasons why he fights so hard for these white supremacists. But an issue that I have with you, Brother Van, is not this one right here. Because he went off on Sonny on this video. I want you to listen to how he flipped the conversation with Sonny. But just before I do, all my sisters, brothers, if you listen to me, you ain't off the hook. I need you to sign up your daughter, your wife, your fiance, your niece, and some of the ladies at your church and say this is a donation that you all want them to attend the Secret Money in Your Womb 2-hour webinar this Saturday, February 13th, 2 p.m. Eastern, and that you're going to give them a gift by giving them the resources for them to sign up. Because if these women are blessed by this revelation, and if they activate it, and if they live by it, you're going to be ultimately blessed. Go to flynubianmastermind.com, flynubianmastermind.com. Shout out to our fan page that's got the information in the chat. I haven't seen any moderators today. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, like and share, family. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, like and share. Watch first before I go further. I want you to listen to how Van responds. I'm going to get ready to cue that. But I want to double back real quick on this pimp. Both Van Jones and Sonny, they got not one but two pimps. That's a hell of a life to live when you got two pimps. How do you spread yourself when you got two pimps? Like, do your days conflict? You feel what I'm saying? Do you work on the weekends for one pimp, weekdays for the other pimp? Do you do split days to where on Mondays you do from 8 to 2 for the one pimp B, and then you take an hour break, and from 3 to midnight you work for the other pimp? I mean, I'm trying to see, is it split shifts? How do you do that? Because they're both tethered to the Democratic Party, and they both are tethered to corporate white media companies. Why am I bringing this up? Y'all laughing at me. Yeah, they take an hour break. Natural styles is not an hour break. Yeah, they at least get an hour break before it's time for you to go with the other pimp like that. Watch this. Van, I told you I'm going to wait till after I play this part. Listen to how he responds to Sonny after she throws all that shade and tells him, you know, how he'd been playing around with Trump for too long.
Elected the 46th president, and you said it's easier to be a parent now. Character matters now. Truth matters. You even mentioned George Floyd and said a lot of people felt they couldn't breathe. People in the Black community don't trust you anymore. What is your response?
I don't think that's true. The entire quote I said,
it really is true, Van. But Van, it ain't about it not being true, because it really is true. But it's the tears that threw us. Most people that threw them with the tears. But the problem is Sonny ain't got no room to talk. Don't nobody trust her.
That Trump has done a lot of good stuff he doesn't get credit for. And then I went on to say the reason I didn't get credit for it is because he's done all this horrific stuff, said all this horrific stuff, and it completely erases what he's done. But what happens is social media will take the clip, but they won't show the full context. And so what I will say is this. My entire life has been about bringing people together to solve tough problems for people at the very bottom who don't have anything. I've spent 25 years fighting against the prison system. I've helped to close 5 abusive prisons. And by working with Republicans at the local, state, and federal level, and yes, including the Trump administration, I have helped to pass 18 bipartisan bills. We got 14,000 people out of the federal prison system with the First Step Act and more to come. We got 70,000 human beings who were suffering in jails and prisons under COVID, released under compassionate release, working with Republicans and Democrats. Black Lives Matter, math matters too. 80% of Black folks are locked up in states that are run in part or whole by Republicans, red states and purple states. So when you can pass a law, as my team has done, in a Louisiana, in a Georgia, in California, Michigan, red states, blue states, and purple states, to get people home. The people behind bars are not sitting up here worried, saying, get me out of prison, Dan, or whatever you do, don't talk to a Republican. They say, get me out of prison. And I am proud of the fact that my team at the Reform Alliance, Dream Corps, and Cut 50 have been able to work with anybody to get folks home. At a certain point, we got to stop focusing on rhetoric and look at results. People may not like everything I have said on television, but I try to be balanced. But look at what I have done. Who among my critics have been able to get people together to help folks at the bottom? When we fight like this about everything, and you can't give anybody even a little bit of credit for anything, who hurts is not the politicians, it's not the pundits, it's regular folks who don't have anything. People who can't vote because they're in jail. We have to put their interests first. I'm never going to apologize for putting the interests of people at the bottom first.
And you never should apologize, Van, for putting the people at the bottom first. But the reality is, bruh, the people that you said that you're working with are the main ones that ensured that Black folks were behind bars in the first place. And a lot of the stuff that they're doing to quote unquote release the Republican people that he's talking about, many of them are doing it, family, because of the budgets in their state they're trying to balance. But when the Black folks get out, what do? When the Black folks get out of prison, what do those racist Republicans in particular that he's bragging about that he works with, what do? They make sure you can't vote. They suppress your vote. They refuse to remove the record so that you can't get a decent job to outdo them. They do all of those things and they release you and turn around and make sure that you add back to the recidivism rate, because recidivism, for those of you that don't know, means those that repeatedly and regularly go back to prison. These are the same Republicans and Democrats, Joe Biden, that tell you that they're concerned that there's getting ready to be a minority European minority whites that's getting ready to rule. And before, when Trump was in office, what did Trump tell Black people? What did he call Black men and their mamas? Sons of bees, right? He sent back all the Black, he was trying to send back all the Black immigrants and leaving all the white ones here. And was real crazy with the Black immigrants. Right before Trump got out of office, he made sure to literally kill and murder, capital murder, that disproportionately the federal government stopped using the federal capital punishment for years. Trump, just weeks before he left office, no reason for him to do that. He turns around and makes sure that it was a bunch of Black men that was murdered on death row who should not have been murdered. Meanwhile, Trump has been upping the ante of white supremacists on the lower-rung white supremacists. He's been activating the low-level foot soldiers of white supremacy who turn around and have been killing disproportionately who? Attacking disproportionately who? Trump's administration, when he got into office, gave millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars in military equipment to local police officers. Trump's attorney general, Barr, told you what? He told Black folks, specifically in the Black communities, and then he threw other communities in there after the fact. He says that if we don't start giving respect to police officers like we do with military people when they're in the airport and the people start to applaud. The AG literally said, if we don't start to applaud police officers, we're no longer going to get protection in the Black community. The same Trump administration that used the military to attack peaceful protesters. He was working with Van and talking about criminal justice as a trick. The thing is, the 70-some thousand number that Van is talking about, all of that didn't come from no Trump. Van was deflecting. And he flipped it on Sonny beautifully. They're both attorneys. They both work for white corporate companies. But that ain't all. My issue with Van Jones. One big example. Van Jones busts out crying every 5 minutes in the face of white supremacy. But Van Jones set his very beautiful, dark, black melanated self. And if I remember right, I think when I was reading this book, is it his daddy or his family? Somebody, I think they from the South. I think, in fact, they may even be from the same state I'm from, Mississippi. Because I couldn't believe that. I was like, what I was reading. Thumbs up, like and share, family. Watch this. Van was on CNN. Send the link to Van. Y'all send this link to Van. Tell Van Vicky shouted him out for the good work he's done. Yes, he think he got away from the talk from Sonny, but the problem with Sonny is guilty. Sonny don't have no room to talk. Look what Van did. Van threw Minister Farrakhan under the bus, and nobody was even talking about Minister Farrakhan. One of Van's, I watched you do it. One of Van's colleagues, Van was on CNN, and they were discussing, I think it was some sort of white supremacist, and it was Van Jones' black self. It was Van Jones' melanated self that said, that's just like as if Farrakhan. Van Jones. So Van, in order for you to keep your job at this white, to make sure, because you know it's hard out here for a pimp. Y'all, what's the words to it? Man, nothing wrong with the rent. And there's somewhere the Cadillac and something. Ain't nothing going on but the rent. Y'all sing with me. You know it's hard out here for a pimp. That's what this boule fighting is about. The boules are fighting to see what the new talking points going to be, making sure they still stay hot in the news. Now that Trump is gone, they got to get some new material. You know it's hard out here for a pimp. I don't even know the word wrong, but the rent. Y'all put the words. And the Cadillac. Somebody just put Jake Tapper. Van has never checked Jake Tapper. Jake Tapper is one of the most unrelenting anti-black racist hosts. Jake Tapper dogs out Minister Farrakhan and other black people that disagree with folks that are part of his religious community. And you know who I'm talking about. Van Jones injected Minister Farrakhan's name publicly on a day and a subject when nobody else was talking about it. Van Jones distanced himself. I heard another black brother that was out with Van Jones say that he told Van that he better go somewhere else or whatever because they may see him hanging out with this group of black folks and CNN may get him. He said Van literally, he said he was joking with Van. Van literally got up and got away with him because he's trying to ensure. See, Van, you know it's hard out here for a pimp. Sonny, you know the black community. What, Sonny? You ain't got nothing to do. Black people don't fool with you, girl. But guess what he has in common with Sonny Hostin? And guess what Van Jones has in common with Meghan McCain? Which is, again, the reason why I know Meghan's funny looking self, the daughter of a war criminal. She's the product and seed of a war criminal. Meghan McCain was conceived. Meghan McCain's mama was who Meghan McCain's daddy cheated and left her mama, left his first wife with. The first wife held on while he was over there in Vietnam doing whatever he was doing and experiencing whatever he was experiencing. She held on for him. She got sick, the first wife, in a car accident. Ended up having some medical issues. Meghan McCain's daddy left the woman who held on for him while he was in Vietnam all those years. Somebody she put the word, you know, it's hard out here for a pimp. Look at the Vicky Diller page and fan page and gas money spent because a whole lot of something ain't yes. I can't say that. Whole lot of she put the words to the song. It's a hard. Somebody else put the words about that Cadillac. YouTube is blocking some of the words and the thing is moving so fast. Thank y'all. Watch me. So we don't trust you either, Sonny. But I was very disgusted with Van. When like good biscuits. See, this when you know you are bona fide, certified bowls of biscuits that's in desperate need of attending my, Coon rehabilitation center coming this year digitally. It's because, see, biscuits, sellouts, black sellouts. See, you be trying to impress white people so bad, even when white people aren't talking about black people, you inject a black person in there just to be, see who I'm with. When I was on CNN, their white people wasn't even talking about Minister Farrakhan that day. It was Van Jones that injected Minister Farrakhan's name to diminish him. And let me say something to you. Some of you out here that claim that you about that life and you street politicians and you about that life and Van is talking about freeing people from prison and that's good. Since you on fire today, I'm laughing. So I love you, Kim. I love you back. That's one of my day ones on the V High. You hear me? She been taking care of me and my mother in beautiful ways that y'all would never imagine. Shout out to you, Bass. I bless your gifts 1,000-fold. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, family. Let me take a quick break here for those of you that are just coming in. My name is Vicky Diller, the very proud contributor here on FlyNubianQueenTV.com. I'm typically here Monday through Fridays, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on Fly Nubian. Don't miss a day. I don't care what I'm talking about. Y'all don't get no day off. Make sure you watch it and you rewatch it later and you share with everybody you know because these are your war briefings. You don't know what seed or what something I might drop for you. So make sure that you tune in, that you tell everybody the Vicky Show on is live. This is our Black Prime Time weekdays, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time live. Thank you for tuning in. You're my bliss. You're my joy. I bow to you all because you're such a special people and it's my honor to come before you. Trying to get the biscuits, not the whip. With a whole lot of honey butter. I can't see it. Whoever sold that gift and put that in there was funny. The part I read, I bless your gift 1,000-fold. Watch this. Watch this. You some kind of special biscuit. Is that what I was saying before I went off? You a different kind of biscuit. That when white people ain't even talking about nobody black, you just be like, oh, that's just like saying Farrakhan. That's what Van did. That ticked me off. But the reason the daughter of a war criminal, Meghan McCain, blocked me is because I gave her this word. And I believe in giving her everlasting word. God, today. Don't let up on these Karens and Becky's and stuff. What I look like is that, y'all remember this? Let me cue this. This is under the Copyright Act of 1976 as well. Y'all remember this? This is it. Yeah, I think this. Thumbs up, family. Thumbs up, like and share. Watch this. Yeah, baby, I pay attention to people's history. I don't jump off on crazy stuff. Watch this. I know people. Y'all remember this?
agree with, much like you are saying, Valerie. So I wonder if we will hear from her to say, listen, I am distancing myself from his table with people she may not agree with, much like you are saying, Valerie. So I wonder if we a
big difference between meeting with someone who are nowhere near anyone who said Hitler was a
speak out firmly against it, and I think she should have earlier. So, but you know what? She's learning to be a leader. She's young. She's stepping into this, and it doesn't take away from the movement.
But in the nicest way possible, the Koch brothers and Rupert Murdoch are nowhere near anyone who said Hitler was a great man. White folks are going down. The Jews have been so bad at politics; they lost half their population in the Holocaust. There's a very
Somebody said they lying. Somebody said Meghan McCain is lying. Because I busted Megan for lying on Minister Farrakhan and I gave y'all nothing but the receipts. You know it's hard out here for a pimp. Oh, that didn't even go together, did it? I just wanted to hit that note. I just wanted to hit that note about the pimp right there. Even though that ain't had nothing to do with no pimp with that girl and stuff. There's other songs we can sing. There's other references like Lane Bryant in cartoons, but we're going to leave it alone.
Between meeting with someone who ideologically has a different opinion and perspective and someone who thinks that Hitler was a very great man.
Let me say this, because I've interviewed Tamika Mallory and I know her and I've spoken to her at length, and she is young.
Watch this. Let me skip. That was the show that they did before they brought on Tamika herself.
Being invited to that march, I'm pro-life. We were not invited. We were not allowed at that march right there. I'm a conservative woman. I also represent.
Watch this.
Like quickly, I would never be comfortable supporting someone who
race was important.
Watch this.
Talking about
quite problematic.
No, I think it's important to put organization and
what did I say? Now this is when Tamika Mallory and one of the other co-presidents, co-chairs. I think they changed their position later. I think they was co-chairs at first, co-presidents later, and now Tamika ain't even a part of that. I don't think she's a part of the women's group like she used to be. She's got some other stuff going on now, I think, if I'm correct. So they finally brought on Tamika Mallory, formerly of the Women's March, to speak to the Minister Farrakhan controversy, right? So it was it's Sunny Hostin that was there, and a couple of ladies from the march, including Tamika and Meghan McCain and stuff. Now listen to who's talking right now. Pay attention. Remember I told you, I remember the time Van Jones threw Minister Farrakhan under the bus. Nobody white that day was even talking about Minister Farrakhan. The problem we have with you, Van, is you real comfortable around people that hate black masculine men and black people in general. You ain't got no smoke and no problem for Jake Tapper. I don't believe in people that say to me, well, I'm trying to save lives. And you know the moment, and so that's why I work in the ER. I'm trying to save lives. But you still buddy. As soon as you release the people from the ER, from healing them and helping them, you know that there is a constant threat out there of someone that keeps murdering and killing the very people that you're trying to heal. And you ain't got no smoke for the people that keep trying to heal and abuse your people. That's your Jake Tappers. That's your CNNs. It's hard to believe that's really where you stand when you prompted and of your own volition. You, without no outside prompting, Van, nobody was even talking about Minister Farrakhan that day on TV, and you threw him under the bus. You want us to believe that, oh, look at the work that I'm doing for prisons, and you ain't going to tell me that the number of people that you helping ain't disproportionately white, too. I know you're helping some black folk, but you're not going to tell me that a lot of them people that you got free weren't white and other colors. Don't play with me today. Don't play with me. If you know that Trump is doing all this other stuff to kill other people, if you know Trump is handpicking high-profile individuals and people so that he can get certain kind of cred, and he was trying to up his numbers. Remember when all the Democrats was attacking all the black men? Why were the Democrats attacking the black men right before the election? Family. Y'all know I don't run my mouth. I come with receipts. I pay attention over a long period of time. Because I had a lot of respect for Van. Did y'all hear what I just said? Did y'all hear what I just said? Thank you. They were mad because they saw a slight increase in percentage of the number of black men that was supporting Trump. They couldn't believe it. So what did they start do? What did the Democrats do to black men? They started attacking the black men because they saw that some of the numbers of black men that supported Trump was higher, right? Than if they had been in times past, right? Right? No, it's harder. Right? They didn't quite go the way that all of them did, what they, I don't want to get off too much on this, but I don't want you guys to miss. There was a greater point that I was getting ready to make here, but I'm going to leave that. I don't want you guys to miss some of the games and stuff that are being played. The reason that's important is because Trump's team believed that if they could just up those percentages of black men just by a small percentage, that would help push Trump over to win. Right? So Trump was strategically doing things, not because he cared and not because he even had truly pro-black policies. He was doing things to save his political behind, right? You cannot, my whole point, and I'm not going to go down this rabbit trail. The whole point is you cannot ignore the extraordinary nonstop damage that the former administration has done, and then say, well, I'm helping people get out of prison, and you're saying that this is the reason why you was doing all this extracurricular. Trump didn't tell you to throw Minister Farrakhan under the bus, Van. Sonny couldn't say that to you, Van Jones, about the other areas of hypocrisy, because she's guilty. Whose voice do you hear on this video, family? From The View, first questioning Tamika Mallory about her not denouncing hard enough Minister Farrakhan. Now, Tamika did distance herself from the minister. She didn't do it in the way other folks did it. You know what I'm saying? She still showed some respect. But I think going forward, she's kept some distance for the sake of her work. And I ain't tripping. I'm just saying that she stood pretty strong without just coming out denouncing the minister. But look who's questioning her the hardest first.
Tamika, you came under some fire for your relationship with Louis Farrakhan.
Who's talking? Who's talking about Louis Farrakhan now?
And the Nation of Islam. Now, he's known for being anti-Semitic, for
that's a lie.
Being homophobic, but you
that's
do attend his event.
Now they go with everything the black man is, they anti everything. Let the white man off the hook, but the black man is all these anti stuff.
And you posted, I believe, a photo together calling him the GOAT, which means the greatest of all time. And you are running an organization that says it fights bigotry. Do you understand why your association with him is quite problematic?
No, I think it's important to put my attendance, my presence at Savior's Day, which is the highest holy day for the Nation of Islam, in proper context. Okay. You know, as a leader, as a Black leader in a country that is still dealing with some very serious unresolved issues as it relates to the Black experience in this country, I go into a lot of difficult spaces. I wrote a piece immediately following.
See, Sonny thinks we forgot about this. Sonny thinks that because she asked Bernie that one question about reparations that she can speak for Black people. Sonny is so confused. Funny looking self.
The beginning of this controversy, talking about wherever my people are, that's where I must also be. So I also go into prisons where there are people who have been convicted of heinous acts. And I am trying to help people to move from wherever they are today and build that unity to bring them to a place where we live in a more fair and equitable society. And I think that that work is not easy for everyone to understand, but it's certainly work that I'm committed to. And everywhere that I go is difficult. The Women's March was very difficult. I met with a lot of women who did not even understand why race was important to be a part of the conversation.
Now that should be a word for you Black feminists out there. Even Tamika, as much of a feminist as she is and stuff, by her own Association. You can tell by her work, and she tells you this herself. Tamika, basically, in my opinion, I believe there was some behind the scenes stuff, and there was some stuff that was put out that helped to drive Tamika from this very organization that she helped to reach heights and levels that they didn't even know until she was involved. It was white women. She's hinting at it now, how white women that she worked with didn't even understand why she needed to talk about race. Them white women, them Karens and them Beckys and them Gretchens made her life hell to the point to where Tamika is not even connected to the Women's March anymore. That needs to be a word and a prophecy for some of you black, funny-looking feminists who want to act like that your gender is really what's really going on right now and the problem today. The number one problem today. You're not attacked slowness because you're a woman. You're attacked because you are black first.
Relates to women's rights issues, and there was a lot of offensive rhetoric that I heard, and just because you go into a space with someone does not mean that you agree with everything that they say.
But let me push back a little bit. Why call him the greatest?
Wait a minute, who said let me push back first? Before the war criminal's daughter, that is Meghan McCain, starts to talk, before Lane Bryant starts to talk, who is the one that said, well, let me push back first? Let me push back. Who was the one that's okay? Let's be Sonny. You ain't got that, girl. What is you talking about? You the last one to be telling a band that the black community don't fool with him. We don't fool with you, girl. It was funny that little shade you threw at him about the little tears and crying and stuff. But girl, don't nobody fool with you either. Thumbs up, family. Don't forget all my women, brothers. Sign up your niece. Sign up your wife, your fiance, your mama, your grandmama, your auntie. Don't sign up that side chicken stuff. But sign up everybody you know. Bless them and tell them that and have them attend my upcoming 2-hour intensive mastermind this Saturday, a special 2-hour mastermind called The Secret Money in Your Womb. The Secret Money in Your Womb. The Secret Money in Your Womb. Go to flynubianqueen.com. I'm sorry. flynubianmastermind.com to sign up. flynubianmastermind.com and do it today. Shout out to my Vicky Dilla fan page that's putting the information in there because we hadn't had a moderator all day. Thumbs up, like and share. They may not be available. Apparently they're available for the other shows, but they're not available for my show at this time. But we thank you so much. Thumbs up, like and share. Our beautiful moderators. When they come in, we're so glad that they're here. But I'm thankful for my beautiful black family. We got intelligent black people, and y'all shut down any funny looking trolls just through your own commentary. We're intelligent here, baby. We're rolling. And I thank you so much. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Vicky X Dillard. My name is Vicky Dillard, Vicki. Please don't put E's in my name. Please don't put double K's. And no, my name is not Victoria. My mother said I didn't look like no Victoria. She said Vicky. My mama is simple. It wasn't nothing deep or strong about her saying Vicky. Vicki. Somebody talk black. No Y's. Vicky Dillard. Somebody talk black to me. Simple as that. But make sure that you join my 2-hour special, The Secret Money in Your Womb Mastermind, this Saturday. Don't miss it. This Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern. That's why I'm doing it on the Saturday, to make sure that my weekend people are able to connect with me on a Saturday. You don't want to miss it. Your life will never be the same if you implement what I say and if you're consistent and committed and devoted to the practice. Thank you so very much. Share. For those of you that are coming in that hadn't hit that thumbs up button, hit thumbs up button. If you're watching us on one of our other affiliate networks where you can engage differently, because sometimes my shows are played on other networks, please like, share, follow, subscribe in whatever manner in which that particular platform allows you to do it. And we're so forever grateful that you do it. You help to elevate our voices collectively when you do that.
Of all time. I didn't call him the greatest of all time because of his offensive rhetoric that I heard. And, and just because you go into a space with someone does not mean that you agree with everything that they say.
But let me push back a little bit. Why call him the greatest of all time?
I didn't call him the greatest of all time because of his rhetoric. I called him the greatest of all time because of what he's done in Black communities.
Let's hit the gavel.
And I think that,
let me just interject.
This is the reason why I don't know about to fool with you, Sonny, with your funny looking self. Sonny, the reason he's the GOAT, baby, the reason he's the greatest of all time is not because of what even though white people and people the world over, to be honest, white people who want to be saved for real, They love intelligent black people like Minister Farrakhan. And I told you, some of my secret fans, I know that love me is Vicky. Because if you're going to stay on our planet another weekend, you're going to have to stay doing it the way I tell you to do it. White people, you don't get to stay on our planet because you kill us more. That's not going to make sure you stay around. The universe and the planet is working against that. You know what I'm saying? The more you try to do that to us, the more y'all numbers go down. Naturally, without black folks doing nothing to you. Notice, I don't teach people to violate the law or to be reckless. Have y'all noticed that? Talk black to me. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up.
Quickly, I would never be comfortable supporting someone who called, I'm not anti-Semite and I'm anti-termite.
But let me push back a
Watch this. Listen to this part again.
little bit. Why call him the greatest of all time?
I didn't call him the greatest of all time because of his rhetoric. I called him the greatest of all time because of what he's done in black communities. And I think that,
Now see, Sonny, if you had a commitment to the true black community and black grassroots, you would know that's why he had the love of intelligent black people. So this how we know Sonny ain't got nothing to do with us for real. Are y'all hearing me? Somebody talk black to me. Watch this.
Let me just interject really quickly. I would never be.
You hear Lane Bryant? Let me just inject. Sonny, being the black face, Sonny agreed that she gonna attack the black woman first. See, behind the scenes, the view of them probably was talking and said it ain't gonna look good if Megan come out with guns blazing first. So let's soften the blow by having a black looking woman, Sonny, attack the black woman first. And then I'm gonna see what kind of job Sonny does. Well, Megan said to herself, Lane Bryant said to herself, well, shoot, Tamika is running roughshod over Sonny, so I better jump in here. And she jumped in, and this is what happened.
Comfortable supporting someone who called, I'm not anti-Semite and I'm anti-termite. It's the wicked Jews, the false Jews that are promoting lesbianism, homosexuality. I actually spoke with the journalist from...
All that's a lie, a lie, a lie, a lie. Somebody say, all that's a lie. But aside from that being a lie coming out of the liar's mouth, sweaty mouth, let me just leave it at that. Megan, what do you mean you're not comfortable with someone who says, I wouldn't be comfortable being the daughter of a war criminal. I wouldn't be comfortable being in existence because my daddy left my mama and was a serial cheater, left my mama to be with the mama he cheated on with and left her with, and I'm the thing that popped out from their union. Now, if some of you all had them situations in your life, I ain't talking about you, but she finna get this work. Megan, when you in war, you don't get to say nothing about none of ours. Your daddy was a serial cheater, Megan, and your mama is the one he married, one of the ones he was cheating on with, and you popped out. You were in existence because of that went on. But you gonna sit there and tell somebody I wouldn't feel comfortable around? What we're trying to say is you shouldn't feel comfortable talking about nothing in black community. Hashtag NYOWB. Does anybody know what NYOWB is? If you know, help the people in the chat and write it different.
Tablet Magazine, who released an investigation report on your organization. And in part, they alleged that there is a lot of anti-Semitism surrounding this march. Specifically, the report alleged that you, Tamika, and co-founder Carmen Perez asserted that, quote, Jewish people had a history of exploiting black people and were proven to be leaders of the American slave trade. Now, a lot of people, I include me in this, think that you're using your organization as anti-Semitism masked in activism and that you're using identity politics to shield yourself from critiques. You're talking about
this big chunky, bunky, wonky, dunky, another word that rhymes with it. The problem is she went from saying somebody else is anti to turn around and say that Tamika and the girl is anti. Do y'all see how crazy that is? See, when you guys say stuff like, I'm not up here defending Minister Farrakhan because of Islam or being a Muslim and all of this stuff. I'm talking about it because he's black first. And when you don't defend one of your own, notwithstanding their religion, they'll turn around and say that you that thing. She done sat up there and told Tamika, now you anti-Semitic. Ain't that some craziness? She done told the girl, her and the other Hispanic girl, they anti-Semitic. Black people the most loving. We ain't even finna get off into that line conversation, but do you see how that works? Do y'all see how that works? And again, the people that's pointing their finger in the face of black people who loves everybody, they're the ones that are responsible for our 466-year unrelenting, unabated hell and torture. And they're the ones that's responsible for the oppression of the other darker peoples of the world. And they want to sit there and wag their finger in our face.
All women being invited to that march. I'm pro-life. We were not invited. We were not allowed at that march right there. I'm a conservative woman. I also represent. If you're talking about.
Do you see how Republicans use that I'm pro-life as a shield? You ain't pro-life, fool. That's what's wrong with you all that makes a type of murder worse than other murders that these white supremacists are committing. Some of you black Negroes will say, that's my sister in Christ. See, she against abortion. I'm against abortion, fool. But I ain't finna cake with her and be like, that's right on that. When every other area in your life, you anti-black, you believe in all kind of abortions against black folk. Unjustified murder amongst police. No punishment for those white supremacists that murder us. You ain't got nothing to say about the medical malpractice in our lives. You ain't got nothing to say about those that intentionally poison us. You ain't got nothing to say about the other types of murder. If you don't go sit your funny looking. Her daddy was over there in Vietnam. What was America doing in Vietnam? I ain't finna get off on that now.
Women, to talk about all women, including Jewish women as well, and conservative women.
Well, Megan, so
are those allegations true?
Well, first of all, those allegations are not true. That is not how.
She said, and Megan admitted that was allegations, but the hump in her voice, the pump and the passion in Lane Bryant's voice, you would have thought they was true. And two people in the audience clapped like the allegation she was saying actually was valid. Now, Tamika got the white girl from the Women's March talking to the white girl. The same way it was the View's trick that had a black woman, Sonny, attack the black woman first. Well, Tamika said, okay, I'm going to have a white girl attack the white girl first before I jump in.
That meeting happened. And the Women's March.
So the journalist I spoke to was lying.
The people that the journalist spoke to did not tell the truth.
Period.
Full stop.
That's it.
And
what you got to say, Lane? What you got to say, Lane?
I think it's important for us to understand, and I'll be very clear in this room, that the Women's March unequivocally condemns anti-Semitism, bigotry.
Do you condemn Farrakhan's remarks about Jewish people?
Yes, and we have repeatedly in statement after statement this year.
I cannot stand when racist white people sit up there and try to lecture us and say, do you condemn? White people, we are forever to you uncheckable. There is no circumstance, no situation, no day of the week, the century, in this world or the worlds to come that anybody white can check us. When you guys sit there and even have these stupid conversations with folk like them, when a Becky is sitting there saying, well, what about something? I don't give a doggone what black person said, what, even if that black person was wrong, we're going to handle it as family business. But under no circumstance and in no situation does a member of the dominant oppressive society in America get to say anything to us. You condemn. It's the same thing white folks was wanting Obama to do, condemning Farrakhan and when he was running for office, and wanting Obama to condemn, most importantly, Reverend Jeremiah Wright. When do the racist people get to dictate standards and morals America hadn't even apologized for slavery. America hasn't even made reparations for slavery. And America hasn't stopped oppressing us. You don't get to say nothing on no day, at any time, under any circumstance. I've been going on and on. I got so much stuff so many more receipts I wanted to drop. I gotta go. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, like and share. Family, this Saturday, I'm going to keep pushing this. Men, bless your women. But this is a women's only group. Women, bring all your homegirls, your sister girls, everybody. Have them join FlyNubianMastermind.com this Saturday, 2 p.m. Tell them Vicky is doing some course on the secret money in our womb and say, we don't want to miss it. Say she's going to be talking from a spiritual, metaphysical, supernatural, magical perspective, and we want to hear it. We want to create the way God created women to create. We don't do things just a masculine way. God today. Go to FlyNubianMastermind.com this Saturday, February 13th, 2 p.m. Eastern. FlyNubianMastermind.com. Join today. I'm just going to do this one, I think, and be done. Y'all remember when Trump won?
Well, look, first of all, congratulations, both of you.
Listen to what Van Jones said the night Trump won.
Well, look, first of all, congratulations, both of you guys were.
We're not there yet.
Well, you're further than anybody said you would be. And I have enough class, and I was raised well enough to say.
The other person he was congratulating was McEnany, the former Lion Wonder press secretary for Trump.
Yeah,
yes, sir. Thank you.
When you outdo expectations, good for you. But there's another side to this. People have talked about a miracle. I'm hearing about a nightmare. It's hard to be a parent tonight for a lot of us. You tell your kids, don't be a bully. You tell your kids, don't be a bigot. You tell your kids, do your homework and be prepared. And then you have this outcome, and you have people putting children to bed tonight, and they're afraid of breakfast. They're afraid of, how do I explain this to my children? I have Muslim friends who are texting me tonight saying, should I leave the country? I have families of immigrants that are terrified tonight. This was many things. This was a rebellion against the elites. True, it was a complete reinvention of politics and polls. It's true. But it was also something else. We've talked about race. We've talked about everything but race tonight. We've talked about income. We've talked about class. We've talked about region. We haven't talked about race. This was a white lash. This was a white lash against a changing country. It was a white lash against a black president in part. And that's the part where the pain comes.
Van is absolutely right when he said that 4+ years ago. And this is my indictment against you, Black Boule, is you know full well that Trump was a bona fide, certified, not only son of a Klan, literally, but his practice and his lifestyle was anti-Black, because you admitted it there, and not just his practice, his lifestyle, but what he did even in his campaign leading up to it. You acknowledge that this was a white backlash, Van Jones. Van, when the white panel was making it about every other reason but racism as to why Trump won, it was you, Van, who said that it was also had to do with the white backlash, which means it was racism. But yet some of you fools out there would say, well, all of them people that voted for him can't be racist. You might know two fools that was using it as a strategy. And if they Black and they was using it as a strategy to punish the Democrats, that still don't quite make any sense. But I would believe a Black person voting for Trump and them trying to get at the Democratic Party over anybody else white that voted for him. When someone shows you who they are, and Van, you said it over 4 years ago. You knew that one of the major drivers for him winning was because it was a white backlash. And some of you idiots think that because there were tens of millions of them, you want us to just say, well, all of them can't be racist because of the numbers are so large. How much of America was racist when we were in chattel slavery? See, this is what, see, when black folks equivocate on this, you keep proving the point that it's not just white people the reason why we're in the conditioning we're in. You keep proving that you are because you refuse to believe in the nature and in the traits and in the history of what we've been experiencing for 500 years. You prove that you refuse to acknowledge who you're really dealing with. Most of America still wanted slavery in existence, including in the North. I teach you this often because too many people act like they don't know this, and your lily white Karens who taught you in school reinforced white supremacist propaganda didn't teach you this either. Abraham Lincoln said the only reason he signed the Emancipation Proclamation was not because he cared about you, Negro. It was for political expediency. That was to prevent the success of the South from succeeding and tearing up the Union. So by him freeing a lot of slaves, that automatically messed up the political power and the economic power of the South. That's it. Abraham Lincoln, which your very lily white teachers, many of us that had them in public schools didn't teach us. We learned this later. It's on record that he said, Abraham Lincoln, that if he could have freed the slave, if he could have kept us in slavery without freeing us and kept the Union intact, he would have. The North, yes, you had a little handful of Quaker type white people that really believed morally that was wrong. There was a handful of white people that believed that we shouldn't be enslaved. But the overwhelming majority of people, including in the North, believed that in slavery and the subjugation, it was the North that was jealous of the South because the South was politically powerful and economically powerful. Many of you don't know that we was considered 3/5 of a human being. That's not an arbitrary number. 3/5 of a human being was a compromise so that the South would stop or wouldn't count one slave as a full human being because of more people. Even though they didn't treat them like people, and even though in paper they called you property and stuff, politically they would have had an advantage if they were able to count slaves as a full human being. So there was a part of an electoral compromise that we would only be considered to be 3/5 of a human being, thus not giving the South an even greater advantage. And y'all sitting up here talking about all of them people can't be. Yeah, you may know one or two. But who are you and what does it say if you put someone in power over you who you see, even after his first 4 years? If you want to play dumb and act like you didn't know nothing about his history and his life and his work and his family, play dumb, dummy. But when you got to see his extreme racism for 4 years and you still voted for him, I don't give a doggone what your words say. It's your action. And some people will say, well, those that voted for Joe Biden, he's a racist too. I know he's a racist. I teach he's a racist. I do more shows and give him and Kamala more work than most people combined. But I'm an equal opportunist to point out the racists on both sides. So is Trump. But the difference between Joe Biden is a lot of our people, we've been teaching our people how racist Joe Biden is. We had to show people nearly 40 years ago, he was a mastermind behind a law, the 1994 crime bill. There were other things that veiled his racism that made it easy for some people to still support him and to vote for him and to say, well, it's not so bad, or he picked Kamala, there were things that makes it more difficult. There were layers to him. Whereas with Joe Biden, whereas with Trump was very clear. There was no question. There should have been no equivocation. And more than that, Trump's open racism helped to activate racists throughout the country to not keep their racism at bay, but to act on it. I don't let any racist off. But if you're going to play like you don't understand that, I'm not going to deal with no turtle today. I got to go. There's so much more I wanted to say. Love y'all so much. I wanted to expose this because I want y'all to know, don't get in the middle of this. These are boule fights. And they tripping over their Democratic pimps and their corporate pimps. You know it's hard out here for a pimp. I told you I like some of the good stuff that Van has done in the past, but when you cannot be full-throated and denounce these other anti-Black things that they're doing, and if the work that you claim that you're doing to help free folks that's in prison, which you really need to specifically say all Black people need to get out, you know they're undermining the work that you're doing when they do all these other anti-Black things. So it's harder. And Sonny better go sit herself down. That's the pot calling the kettle black. Girl, don't nobody in the Black community for real, in the Black grassroots fool with you, girl. I love y'all. Follow me on Instagram at Vicky X Dillard. Follow me on Twitter at Dillard Vicky. Don't forget, we only got a few days, family. Sign up today. What? This Saturday, my 2-hour intensive mastermind. All my sisters, bring everybody. Don't you dare come alone. FlyNubiaMastermind.com. The secret money in your womb. The secret money in your womb. FlyNubiaMastermind.com. This Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern. FlyNubiaMastermind.com. Love you to pieces. Share, and like. I came to you in peace. I leave you in peace. You all are my bliss. It's the highest privilege and joy of my life to serve you, to love you, to be with you. I bow to you. You are special people. I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Same time, same place, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. Right here on FlyNubianQueenTV.com.